Alright, what's happening everybody? It's your boy Akeem, and welcome to the Sports News Insider College Football Blog. We are finally here, yes! Today is Thursday, which means it is kickoff for the college football season. Starting tonight's game at 8 o'clock between UNLV and Wisconsin. Wisconsin is expected to have Russell Wilson as their starter. They named him as their starter, and we already know what he is capable of doing. I think Wisconsin is going to pull at least 10 wins this season, and I think they're going to pull off the win against UNLV tonight. On Friday, there's going to be a major game between Baylor and TCU. Baylor, this could be an upset for TCU because Baylor has a great quarterback in Robert Griffin III. I think he is very underlooked in college football, and people really need to keep an eye on him. He's a senior, and he's that star player for Baylor. He had a couple of great victories last season, especially a good win over Texas, and they made it to that Texas Bowl in which they lost to Illinois. But this is still a good team, and Andy Dalton's no longer the quarterback for TCU. They have a new quarterback, Casey Patchell, and I think Casey Patchell can succeed in this game, and I think I'm going to have to go with TCU in this matchup. Baylor is a great team, but I think TCU is going to win this one. But TCU's defense is just sick, and I think they're going to outplay Robert Griffin III. Robert Griffin is still a great quarterback, and definitely keep an eye on him. This game could be an upset alert, but I'm going to have to go with TCU. On Saturday, a lot of key matchups, starting with Northwestern at Boston College. Northwestern might have to play without star quarterback Dan Persa. He is the MVP of this team, and he's dealing with an Achilles injury, but it's pretty much a day-to-day. I think he's going to have a game-time decision on Saturday whether he's going to play or not. Now, for Boston College, they're going through the same situation with their star running back, Montel Harris. He had orthoscopic knee surgery a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to be gone for the next, at least for 2 more weeks. He's going to miss this game as well as next week's game, and I think this is a key loss for Boston College. But they have a great backup running back in Andre Williams. He had 5 yards per carry. But the main thing that Boston College really needs is more improvement at the quarterback position. Chase Reddick really needs to step up this season. He did not even make double digits in touchdowns. He had just 6 touchdown passes and 9 picks. He really needs to improve this season in order for Boston College to do something in the ACC and be that dark horse that some people think they can be. For this matchup, I'm going to go with Boston College. I think being at home, and plus they have a star linebacker in Luke Kuechly who led the nation in tackles last season with 183. He has a good nose for the football, and he's going to be all over the field. So I'm going to go with Boston College. I like to give a shout out to my man Eric Collins 23. He's a Boston College fan, and I'm going to go for your team. So definitely I have to go with the Eagles in this one. Next game to look at, Appalachian State against number 13 Virginia Tech. This is going to be a good game to watch because last season James Madison, a fellow FCS team, beat Virginia Tech last season, and this could be an upset alert this season. But I think the Hokies are going to pull off the win for this one. Look out for David Wilson, the speedster. He's very underrated in his strength, and I think he's a great running back. He's going to be the workhorse for the Hokies, so definitely watch that game. Next game to watch, Minnesota is going to be at USC. USC is the 25th ranked team in the nation, and I think they're just going to crush the Gophers. Look out for Matt Barkley to lead the way for the Trojans. Next game to watch, the Brady Hoke era is going to begin at Ann Arbor this Saturday, where Michigan is going to be hosting Western Michigan. Definitely look for Michigan to win this game and prepare for next week's game against a great Notre Dame Fighting Irish team. Next game to look at, BYU is going to be going to the SEC Conference and face Ole Miss. Now this is a good game to watch because BYU is starting off their independency, and they're trying to make a name for themselves across the nation being independent, and this is going to be a great start with facing a good team from the SEC Conference and Ole Miss. I think that Jake Heath is going to have a good season. He ended up last season with 4 touchdown passes in that bowl game against UTEP last year, and he's coming off from a decent season, 15 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I think he's going to do good in this game, so I'm going to have to go with BYU. Next game to watch, Tulsa is going to be at number 1 Oklahoma. I definitely go with the Sooners in this one. Sooners is just going to crush everybody. Like I said before, I think they're going to go undefeated this season, but we will see. Now their rival Texas, they're having a rebuilding year. They're going to be hosting Rice for their first game of the season, and Garrett Gilbert is named the starter for that team. Last season he led the Big 12 in interceptions with 17 last season, and he really needs to improve his passing game. So he's going to get the starting nod for this game, but we will see. He might end up losing that job to Case McCoy, Colt McCoy's little brother. So I'm going to go with Texas on this one. Next game to watch, West Virginia is going to be playing at home against Marshall. West Virginia is ranked number 24th. Look out for Geno Smith. I think West Virginia is going to pull off the win. But a key player that you need to watch on the Marshall side is defensive end Vinny Curry. He was in the top 5 in the nation in sacks last season, and I think he's going to cause just a little bit of problems for Geno Smith. But I think the Mountaineers are going to pull off the win. Next game to watch could be another upset alert. SMU is going to be playing at number 8 Texas A&M, but I really think Texas A&M is going to win this one because they have a 3-headed monster in offense. Actually, a 4-headed monster. They have a good quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. Their top returning receiver, Jeff Fuller, is coming back. Plus, they have a 2-headed monster at running back with Christian Michael coming back from injuries last season and Cyrus Gray, who rushed for over 1,000 yards. Look for Texas A&M to win this game, but this could be an upset alert because SMU is still a good team. They have a great quarterback in Kyle Padron, who had over 25 touchdown passes last season, and an outstanding running back in Zach Line, who rushed for just under 1,400 yards and 6 yards per carry. So I think they're going to cause a little bit of problems for the Aggies, but I think the Aggies are going to pull off the win this one. Next game to watch, UCLA is going to be playing at Houston. Now, the reason why I called out this game is because a lot of people forgot about quarterback Case Keenum. Remember him? I think he is due to break a lot of records in the NCAA career records in passing yardage this season, but we will see. He's still a good quarterback, but I'm going to go with UCLA in this one, mainly because I do like their running back Jonathan Franklin, who rushed for over 1,000 yards last season. But definitely keep an eye on Case Keenum, and I think Houston could win the Conference USA Championship this season, but we will see. A big game to watch this week is that you really need to watch is South Florida and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, this is going to be my upset pick of the week. Now, just before, the reason why I went with South Florida as my upset is because of quarterback B.J. Daniels. Daniels is a good dual threat, and I think the South Florida Bulls is going to play their hearts out in that game at South Bend. It's going to be at Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is highly looked at as a BCS team this season. But I think they're going to lose this game because I think the Bulls have a good team, and B.J. Daniels is that star athlete. Now, before I go off to my other games, every week I'm going to give you an upset pick of the week. Whether they're going to lose or not, I have to go with an upset pick of the week just to spice things up a little bit. But a couple of other matches to look at. Miami of Ohio, last season's MAC champions, they're going to be playing against the number 21st ranked team in the nation, the Missouri Tigers. Now, they no longer have quarterback Blaine Gabbert, so James Franklin is stepping up, and he's named that starting quarterback for the Tigers. A key player to look at is T.J. Moe, the star receiver who had over 1,000 receiving yards last season. T.J. Moe's a good receiver. Okay. And the last game to look at, Miami against Maryland at Maryland. Maryland has a decent quarterback in Danny O'Brien. He's a good dual threat, great passer, and I think the Terps is going to pull off the win this one because Miami has been going through too many allegations and have committing a lot of violations in which a lot of players were suspended, including Jacory Harris, their quarterback, and one of their top receivers, Travis Benjamin. Travis Benjamin is going to be gone for the first game, plus their linebacker, Sean Spence. And since Miami is dealing with a lot of losses, I think Maryland's going to pull the win in this one. Remember, I have Maryland as my ACC sleeper this season. Now, I'm going to give you a second video today to give you my games of the week. Usually I give you one game of the week, but for this week, I'm going to give you 2 games to watch this week. From Sports News Insider, thank you for watching today's vlog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.